and welcome to the second of 3 videos designed to help you conduct a literature search for a work-based learning project. There is no one correct way to begin a literature search. The only thing which can be said with certainty is that you must have agreed the focus of your investigation before you begin. This is something that you must agree with your tutor before embarking upon any literature search. Your search will almost certainly be online, but you should always bear in mind that not everything is available to you electronically. Your searches are likely to be a combination of open and closed searches. Open searches use a search engine such as Google or Bing. Closed searches take place within a database such as the University Library Catalogue, the British Library Catalogue, a MOOC, archive or specialist web collection such as Business Bores. For many people, the starting point for a search is Google. You might also use specialist search engines like Google Scholar. Google Scholar lists academic sources by the number of citations, and they are freely available, but they tend to be quite dated. Whatever it is you use, you should develop expertise in using search terms. You will also need to use the University Library, where there are 2 search options. First, the dialog box, which appears, searches all of the library holdings. It is especially useful for identifying advanced or specialist materials. The second, classic option, excludes journal articles and is much better for finding out information about more generic subjects. For example, you might be interested in change management. The classic search identifies a number of respected introductory textbooks. If you are a distance learner, accessing books might be problematic. One option is to use ebooks. At CWRS, we order ebooks whenever they are available. Another option is to use a university library near you via the Sconnell Access Agreement. Or you can order books via the interlibrary loan system from any public library. When searching for relevant literature, learn to vary your search terms. For example, the term leading change produces different results from change leadership skills. If your focus is change leadership in the NHS, inserting NHS as a search term instead of health will also generate different results. If you enclose your search term in inverted commas, as in managing leadership change, your results will be for that exact term in the title. Please see the university's guide on how best to use search terms to interrogate the catalogue. If you are conducting a Google search, you should apply the same tactics. Vary your terms to find relevant literature. The ordering of materials is determined by user traffic, so that the most popular items appear first. You can save time by only looking at the first page of results. You will soon discover that there isn't just an ocean of literature, but a universe. It is important to distinguish between what's essential, what is relevant but of lesser importance, and the rest. You can do this by having a clear sense of the focus of your inquiry, as we have discussed, and being able to quickly identify what is relevant. Usually, the title alone will tell you if a source is relevant, as well as its date. Academic papers have an abstract which summarises the work in a paragraph, as does the executive summary of a professional report. Try not to get sidetracked by material of secondary importance. An important skill in literature searching is to be able very quickly to identify what is relevant from the source material that you're reading. One way of doing this is to think in terms of a single sentence which summarises what it is that's important about the material that you've read. Another tactic is to identify particular authors or organisations which are useful sources and chase back to see what else they've written. It is never easy to be sure your literature search is comprehensive. One way of doing this is to plan your search as systematically as possible. Begin by identifying appropriate likely sources, such as internal reports, academic papers, parliamentary reports, and professional organisations. Then, unless you know what it is you're looking for, use search terms likely to obtain relevant results. Keep a record of all sources consulted and the search terms used. This has the benefit of making your search transparent to your assessor. You can include a record of your searches in your final report, possibly in an appendix. In the next video, we will address the practical issues involved in recording and reviewing the literature that you have searched. Thank you for watching.